welcome back to my Happy Shop Beaufort River class. So, you know, I'm still lonely, not quite as lonely, but it's getting better. Thanks to all of you coming in to say hello and wishing us a happy birthday. We just celebrated 5 years in business in Beaufort. Amongst it's been 3 different locations, but still 5 years. And as we've been doing, we're trying to introduce to you some of the local artists that we feature here in Beaufort River class. And we're fortunate today that Chris Nietert chose to participate. It's kind of hard getting these guys out doing video. We're all so shy about doing it, but she was most agreeable. So we're gonna go right to it and introduce you to her. So as promised, Chris Nietert, welcome.
Good to be here.
Good, I'm glad to have you here.
In the happy place.
In the Happy Shop, that's right, in the Happy Shop. So listen, I kind of know who you are and all about you, and I know about your dog and, you know, all this good stuff, but the whole purpose is to kind of bring you out into the homes of so many who don't even know that much about downtown Beaufort. So you are one of my artists in my shop.
Okay.
You are multi-talented, but I have one item of yours, and that would be our sea biscuit bread warmers. Okay. Tell us, what are these? What do they do? What are they made of? How do you use them?
I started making them when I was a potter. I worked as a potter for a good many years, about 17 years after I got out of art school, and before I went back to school, because it wasn't like a very rewarding financial job to have. And so when I was a potter, I did a lot of craft shows, and you need to have like a little gift item for people. And I had noticed somebody had like a thing that you could buy in a gift shop called a bread warmer. And I said, well, that looks interesting. They're made out of, these are made out of white earthenware. That's what flower pots are made out of. It's a low-fired clay. And just as in the olden days, the people used to heat up a brick and put in their bed at night, then this will heat up and it will retain the heat. The clay will hold the heat. And so if you heat it up and you put it in your bread basket, then it will keep your bread warm while you wait for your rest of the meal.
So what's the procedure? I mean, can somebody warm these in a microwave or specifically and solely in an oven? I know the answer to this.
Yeah, the microwave is not your best bet. You can soak it in some water and heat it in the microwave that way, but you know, if you heat up bread, it tastes better if you heat it in the oven. It's work better that way. I make biscuits too, and I tell people, don't put them in the microwave, put them in the oven.
It's such a common question for me, so that's why I brought it up.
They can't go in the dishwasher if you want to do that. You can bleach them, you can do, you know, they're very sturdy, they're clay, so they're good that way.
So what's your recommendation if, in terms of how long should they be in the oven? Like if you're roasting a chicken and you know you want to sit down at a certain time.
Probably takes about 10 minutes to get them really hot.
Really nice.
But I just stick them down in the oven and just sit there and get hot. So.
Gotcha, cool. How long does it extend the warmth of the bread in the bread basket?
Probably, and if you have like a big loaf of bread, you'd want maybe several in there, you know. But you know, throughout the meal, it will help keep them warm. It won't keep it as hot as it just came out of the oven, but it will keep it from getting stone cold.
Tell me a little bit about yourself other than your artistic side. You're a long-time resident of Beaufort.
I've been here for 21 years. The reason there's starfish on these bread warmers is I'm actually a native of the Isle of Palms back when families could live there. It wasn't a vacation place so much, but it was like a community. And so I am probably the biggest beach bum you'll ever find. I've been working with the turtle program since the late 70s there. And
your pendant is always on, by the way.
Yes, and I wear this all the time. I tell people I kind of am a loggerhead turtle. But anyway, so that's something that's a passion of mine. I went back to school and became an occupational therapist, and which has been a very interesting profession. And I've been so fortunate to work in mental health all the time. And so I still am employed at Beaufort Memorial Hospital on the mental health unit for just a tiny bit. Even though I'm retired, they still have me come in.
Because you're so wonderful.
Well, they appreciate what I do.
Yeah.
And but I'm not going in there now because of...
You're staying away because of this, and which, by the way, put it on. We have fancy face masks, and this is because Chris
I made her one.
is so
I-
kind to make us a few. Yeah.
I've been making them and giving them to the hospital
Mm-hmm.
because they send people home, inpatients when they're discharged, they send a mask home with them. So that's kind of a fun thing to do.
And they're great. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to find fabric these days. I mean, it's kind of wiped out.
Everyone's
everywhere.
trying to make masks.
Everybody's making them, which is a good thing.
Yes.
My husband is, this is the first time we've been kind of retired because we've not been able to do any of our normal jobs. And so he does a lot of woodworking. He's very skillful at that. And he also helps me. We both have a workshop, and our house is a disaster because of that. But we both like to do creative things. We have a new dog who's an older dog. She's a rescue. And between us, we have 4 children. They're all grown. They're smart. They're good. Thank God. They're all still working right now, which we're really happy about. We have 5 perfect grandchildren. And sadly, I'm not getting to see
Any of them that much,
except on the computer, which really makes me sad.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. We moved to Beaufort 21 years ago, and it reminds us both of how Mount Pleasant was back in the day, a little small, adorable town. And so we felt very at home here. We love it that the river's out here, the beach is out there.
And you have your logger turtles.
And we have my turtles are there. So-
All right. Well, I do want to point out before we part for the day that as part of First Friday, which the first Friday in June, which is coming up, they're doing a virtual First Friday. And as part of that, we are going to be offering, if you make a purchase in the store on First Friday, the 15 and above, you get a free bread warmer. Woo-hoo! But you have to make a small purchase in the store. That's the catch. But it's a nice catch. You know, this is your gift.
And just as I've had people buying for paperweights and all kinds of things.
And you
So
know,
they
they work
that-
as a coaster depending upon the glass.
Right.
Like not a wine glass, not a stem glass.
No, but
Because it's a little dome, but if you just a normal, glass, because that's what I use mine for at home as a coaster, because I'm not
some
baking
people
bread.
hang them on. I don't know. They've been used for all kinds of things. Maybe who knows what. But
Yeah, you can put them in a frame, a series of them in a, But anyhow, lovely to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for being a part of Beaufort River Glass. Truly, greatly appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
All right, well, goodbye for now. I look forward to seeing you next time. And do come in and give me some company.